Now that we are fully back to the chronological telling of Shemot, which began its return to a linear timeline in last week's Parshat called Kitisa, we now pick up with the assembled Israelites at the foot of Mount Horeb in Parshat Vayakhel. At first glance, much of this portion may seem like a repetition of descriptions and events from the last two parshiyot. However, within this repetition lies a deeper revelation, one that provides new insight into the spiritual transformation of the Israelites. This shift in focus is what I will be exploring in this video. One key element that stands out is the subtle but significant divergence in Moshe's retelling of events. Over the past two parshiyot leading up to Vayakhel, we see a gradual shift in emphasis. The central theme is no longer just about the construction of the Mishkan, the tabernacle, as a physical structure, but rather the internal and communal preparation required to make it and us a true dwelling place for Hashem Shekhinah, the divine presence. This is more than just an architectural endeavor. It is a spiritual undertaking that requires an internal reordering of the people's hearts and minds. The Israelites were not merely building a Mishkan. They are being reshaped into a people capable of sustaining a relationship with Hashem. The physical act of crafting the Mishkan parallels the inner work each individual must undergo to become a fitting vessel for holiness. We must always keep in mind that Moshe is addressing a people who have been confined to a slave mentality for over 200 years. This prolonged oppression has left deep psychological scars, shaping their worldview and their sense of self. The transition from a servitude to nationhood is not instantaneous. The move from Egypt's many gods to the Hebrews' one and only source is mind-blowing for them. It is a process requiring not only physical liberation, but also mental and spiritual renewal. Recognizing the magnitude of this challenge, Hashem and Moshe begin a meticulous process of reorienting the Israelites' minds towards the true source of wisdom and authority. This is not just about obedience. It is about instilling a new identity, one centered on divine purpose rather than subjugation. The journey ahead will take 40 years, and it will necessitate the passing of the torch from one generation, the generation of slavery, to another, a generation that knows only freedom and the reality of Hashem's presence. Through the command to construct the Mishkan, Hashem is teaching the people how to sanctify space and time, how to transform the mundane into the sacred. The act of giving freely of their gold, silver, and talents symbolizes a shift from the destructive enforced labor of Egypt to a voluntary and purposeful service to the divine. In this way, the Mishkan is not just a sanctuary. It is the embodiment of a new way of being, a tangible expression of the covenant between Hashem and its people. Parshat Vayakhel reminds us that spiritual growth is not instantaneous. It requires preparation, intention, and action. Just as the Israelites had to build a space for Hashem in their midst, we too are asked and are tasked with making room for the divine in our own lives. It is not enough to merely be free from bondage. True freedom comes from what we choose to do with that liberation. Will we remain wanderers, or will we build something worthy of the divine presence? That is the challenge of Vayakhel, and perhaps the challenge of every generation. I want to thank you so much for spending some of your precious time with me. If you find my videos helpful in your day-to-day journey with Source, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can be informed of upcoming teachings, and feel free to share them with others. Your comments are always welcome. All of my videos can be found on Rumble, YouTube, and across various social media platforms. Links to my Shmu's Views Locals community, Substack, and Blogger page are in the description below. Again, thank you for tuning in. I love hearing from you. And until next time, shalom.